Hi YouTube. So I'm coming on today to tell you all what I think is really helpful when you are an exclusive pumping mom. The things that are really helpful, the things that help me begin my journey, and I'm still on it. But I wanted to share this because there's some information out there, but a lot of times, you may not make the decision until you're in the moment of needing to figure out how you're going to feed your baby if you are going to be a breastfeeding mom. And you don't have a lot of time to figure it out. So what this video is going to be is some like a quick hit, what you need. Just really quickly, exclusive pumping is when you decide that you are going to use a breast pump to express your milk out for your baby instead of actually latching them. Some moms, they choose to do this for one reason or another. I will share in another video why I chose to go this route, but that's just a high level overview of what exclusive pumping is. So first things first, what you need is water. Water. All the time. You need to be drinking some water. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drink me some water now. Like, you need water. Now, I try to, help the environment and all, but we do bottled water in my household. And literally, I kept a case of water in my bedroom when I first had my son, because I was drinking that much water, and I had a C-section. I think I shared that. And I couldn't go up and down the steps. So I had my husband, and I had my mom, my dad, but they were both here to help, us. And I got tired of having to ask them, can you bring me a bottle of water? Can you bring me a bottle of water? So I just said, can y'all just bring me a case of water? And I literally, was going through that case like crazy, like a 24 pack, like crazy. It was nothing for me to drink, 3 bottles before noon. Like, I was drinking a lot of water, and I would encourage anybody to drink tons of water to stay hydrated, because if you think about it, your breast milk is mainly made up of water, and if you are expressing that out, you need to replenish it. So water is very important. If you're noticing a low supply, think about how much you're taking in. So definitely drink your water. I also did drink Body Armor, and I still do drink Body Armor occasionally because I don't drink a lot of like sweets, like juices and things like that. So if I want something like kind of sweet as a treat, I'll drink a Body Armor, and I do think that does help with your hydration as well. The next thing, you need a really good pump. If you are going to be an exclusive pumping mom, you may have to invest in a better pump than what your insurance may provide you. If you are in the US, your insurance company should provide you with a breast pump. The guidelines around that, as far as what they will cover, is going to depend on your plan. But you want to, definitely get it as soon as you can, but not too early, because you also have to think about your warranty. And I will share that my insurance provided me with the Medela pumping style. I've never used it because I use my Sonata, and I love it. But I will say that I had to have it replaced, and Medela was amazing as far as their replacing policy. They literally had me troubleshoot it one day. It didn't work. They sent me out a brand new pump the next day. So they are really good with their policies, but you want to make sure that if you're ordering a breast pump from your insurance company, don't get it too far in advance, because your warranty starts when you get it. So if you get it 6 months before your due date, then you're only going to have it for 6 months that you could file a claim if you needed to. And as an exclusive pumping mom, you're going to be using your pump a lot, so it's more likely that it could malfunction on you, just because of the amount of use. So that's why I say you may want to just go ahead and invest in a better pump. This pump, I want to say, is like $2.99 or $3.99. It's a little pricey, but I got it on clearance at Walmart. That's another thing. You can definitely check Walmart, or check any retailer for their clearance. They put these things on clearance a lot. I will say you don't want to get a used pump it's considered a medical device, and I wouldn't, you're expressing precious liquid gold, and you don't want to necessarily, you don't want to worry about any kind of contamination. Like, just get a new pump. Yeah. So, and a lot of times people will give away pumps that they didn't use. Like me, I'm probably going to end up just giving away the other pump. But I'm keeping it right now just in case this one ever like completely stops on me. Luckily, when it messed up before, I was able to still use it, but it was not, functioning correctly. The next thing is, I have notes here too, y'all, is you need to have a hand pump. And y'all, this is something that I learned the hard way. I have not used this yet. The seal is still on it, and it says on here that because it is a personal care item, it cannot be returned once open. So this is what a lot of people use when they're just on the go. They just, they use this and just do the little hand motion to get their milk out. The reason that you need to have this is because now this pump, my pump, it can be charged, and it is a mobile pump where as long as, I don't have to be plugged into the wall. But if that thing is dead and you don't have any power, what are you going to do as an exclusive pumping mom? Yeah, that happened. So luckily in my case, our power went out of nowhere. I think they said like a line fell, and my pump literally was only half charged, and it was in the middle of the night, and I didn't even know that the power had went out until I got up, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, and then, I had milk in the freezer, but I didn't have any way to heat it up. And so, yeah, and our water is gas, so I could get some, warm water. The water's not gas, but it's heated through the gas. I could get some warm water, but to thaw out frozen milk, it's gonna take a while. So you want to make sure you have an alternative of how you can express your milk. And I would say definitely have a hand pump. Next thing I would say is that you need to make sure you have some storage bags. If you have any excess milk whatsoever that your baby is not going to drink, you want to go ahead and freeze it. And also, if you can, build a small freezer stash in the event of an emergency, if you have to be away from your baby. That way, they can have some milk. So definitely keep some storage bags on hand. Another thing, starting out, you want to make sure that you have some nursing pads. These are the washable ones. Personally, I only use these like 1 or 2 times. I didn't like them, so I use the disposable ones, because starting out, your milk is trying to regulate itself, so you need something so you're not soaking your clothes. I remember a couple of times I woke up, my shirt was soaking wet. And it was funny because it's like, yay, your milk is coming in and it's there, but it's also like annoying because you have to change clothes. So get you some nursing pads. Another thing, and I did not bring it in here, is you're going to need dish soap. You're going to need dish soap. Why? Because you need to wash your pump parts after every single use. And also another thing, if you're an exclusive pumping mom, I would recommend you get multiple sets of your pump parts. Currently, I am at 3 pumps per day, but I used to pump like 6 times and 7 times a day, and I had 1 set of pump parts, and I was washing them every single time and then sterilizing them once a day. You have to also have a sterilizer because you want to make sure that everything is completely sanitary. And yeah, some people don't sterilize their stuff. I don't agree with that. I think you definitely need to sterilize your bottles and your pump parts, but definitely have multiple sets. I wouldn't say like if you're pumping 6 times a day to get 6 sets. I mean, you can, but at least maybe have 3, and that helps you throughout the day that you're not constantly washing, pump parts. And then what I did was I just got like a little Tupperware, and I would just wash mine in this and let them dry But honestly, having multiple parts saved me so much time. So much time. I wish I like knew early on, because I was constantly like, after I pumped, I had to go wash my stuff. After I pumped, I had to go wash my stuff. And that cut into my nap time. So, and I was pumping every 2 to 2.5 hours. So I didn't have much time in between to take my naps. Plus I had to wash the stuff. And, yeah, it was a lot. So definitely just invest in some extra parts, and also make sure you have plenty of dish soap, because you're going to be washing a lot of bottles. You're going to be washing those pump parts. And yeah, I would suggest, getting the free and clear kind, just to make sure your baby doesn't have any kind of reaction to it. And they also have like kind specifically for babies. Personally, I think the ingredients are like the same that are in the regular free and clear, but you do your own research and get what you think is best. Personally, now I use Dawn. My baby doesn't have any problems with that, and it keeps the stuff clean. Another thing that you will want to get is a nursing bra. Not a nursing bra, a pumping bra. And what this does is you just wrap it around you, and you put your, it's got lint on it, y'all, it's clean. But you put your flanges through there, and it leaves you hands free. I remember when I was actually pumping in the hospital. My son had to go back to the hospital for one night, and I didn't have a pumping bra, and I like literally had just started pumping, because it was like maybe less than a week after he was released from the hospital initially, and I was latching him, and yeah, a whole nother story. But I didn't have my pumping bra, and I literally was sitting there holding the pumping things, and I'm like sitting here watching my baby, and it's in the middle of pandemic, so it was just me in the room. My husband couldn't come, and I'm like trying to like, okay, I hope he doesn't wake up. While I'm trying to pump him some milk, But you need a pumping bra. I have 2, and I just rotate them out as far as washing them, because I'm always doing laundry. But you do want to, rotate them out, make sure they're clean and things. Another thing, if you are kind of going in between latching and pumping, make sure that you're making sure that your breasts are clean as well, because the bacteria from your baby's saliva can sometimes cause different, like, I don't know if it's like considered infection, but something called thrush. You want to make sure that everything is clean, and then also if you're donating, you need to definitely make sure that you're washing your breasts. The next thing, and kind of going with the whole hygiene thing, have some hand sanitizer. Now, me personally, I don't really use hand sanitizer too much in the house, because I just go to the bathroom and wash my hands. But if for some reason I can't get up or something, get some hand sanitizer. Anytime I am touching anything that comes, like sometimes I have to unhook while I'm pumping for my son to have a bottle. You see the light changing, the sun is coming out. But I use hand sanitizer like really quick. If he needs a bottle like quick and he ain't like letting up, I'll just, do that really quick. But 9.9 times out of 10, I just go to the bathroom and wash my hands. So make sure your hands are clean anytime you are touching anything that has to do with your pump. As soon as I keep everything in a sterilizer, because I have the I can't even remember the name of it, but I wash my hands before I touch my pump parts. I do not just go in the kitchen and start touching it. I make sure my hands are clean before touching any pump parts, any bottles, anything like that. Okay, so next thing is, your boobs, your nipples are going to be sensitive. They might be a little raw. They might hurt. I didn't experience any really bad pain, but I had some discomfort. And one thing that really helped me was the I forgot how to say this, Lancino, I think, the Nipple Bomb. I personally like the other kind, but I don't have it down here. The non-organic one I like better, honestly, than the organic one. But if you just have something after you're pumping, You can also use this while you're pumping, but this can get pricey. So what I use daily is this organic coconut oil. And I just use this before I start pumping to make sure that the flange is lubricated and it doesn't cause irritation, and that because I mean essentially what the pump is doing is pulling, so you want to make sure you got some kind of oil on there, and this is pretty natural and safe and everything. If you are latching your baby, I don't know if this is safe for them to ingest, so I would definitely wash your breasts before trying to put them back on. But for me, this is perfect, and I don't actually have to moisturize after using this. I used to use the cream after, and starting out I definitely did do both, but now I don't have to do that. I think I'm pretty much regulated. Let's see, I'm making sure that I have covered everything. Oh, you want to make sure that you have something to occupy your time. I personally use my phone a lot. Sometimes I'm playing with the baby. Sometimes I'm watching TV. Sometimes I'm reading me a book on my phone, listening to something. Now, I have starting out, I didn't, I was pumping so much. I had to figure out a way to cook. I had to figure out a way to do a lot of things while I was pumping. But you always want to make sure, I never handle raw meat and things like that. But I wash dishes. I wash bottles. That's another reason why I am a strong advocate of having a pump that allows you to be mobile, so you're not tied to the wall. I did try the whole wearable breast pump, and y'all saw my review on that. The Willow, it did not work for me as an oversupplier, but for some people it may work, just fine. And I do know some oversuppliers do just fine. But these are the things that really help me. One thing you also want to know is about your milk storage. And, I told you that you want to make sure you have the storage bags, but you need to know about how long to leave your milk out, how long, it can be in the refrigerator, when you should freeze it. I would, refer anybody to go to the CDC website. Those are the guidelines that I use personally. And I will say that because I do donate my milk, it actually goes through a testing process, and I have never failed any of the screenings that they put the milk through. So I would say using the CDC's recommendations does, work as far as making sure there's no bacteria in your milk, because not handling correctly, not washing your, pump parts and bottles and all of that can cause you to potentially, expose your baby to bacteria. So definitely make sure you read up on that. And also join your Facebook groups, connect with other moms. That is important. I joined several Facebook groups when I started out, and it helps so much because people have the same questions, and what you're wondering somebody else is, and they're going to ask, or you can ask. So definitely, use all of your resources. Personally, I didn't have access to a lactation consultant because I had my son in the middle of a pandemic. They weren't doing appointments. You could call, but the same stuff you're telling me over the phone is stuff that I can read about online. So just use all of your resources. And if you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I'm no expert, but I've gotten to 9 months, almost 10 months of exclusive pumping, and I feel like it's been a very manageable journey for me. One, because I have support. My husband is amazing, and also my family, my mom and my dad, they help us with our son, and that support as an exclusive pumping mom, it makes the world of difference. So having everyone on board and they support you, that will make a difference for you. So if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I definitely will come back on to do some more videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.